With just a few simple modifications, a water park can instantly turn into a slaughterhouse. But the victims aren't animals, they're people. A group of college students is about to take part in a speed water slide race. The team with the fastest time will win a generous cash prize. What they don't know is that the night before the race, someone sabotaged the slide. First, they sharpened two steel blades until they could cut through metal. Then they sawed open the slide and embedded the razor-sharp blades inside. In just a few steps, the slide was transformed into a human meat grinder. Fortunately, before the race the next morning, a temp worker named Lake noticed something was wrong. Water was leaking heavily from the slide, and there were clear signs of human tampering on the ground. Lake rushed up to the platform to stop the race, but the owner thought it was no big deal at all, and instead accused Lake of trying to ruin the park's business. On the spot, he threatened to fire the temp worker. The owner's wife felt uneasy, so she radioed the safety inspector. The inspector insisted there was absolutely nothing wrong, so the race went on. The girls in the first group suddenly changed their minds and chose the slide fitted with blades. The owner's wife hinted that their original lane was shorter, but the girls suspected something fishy and became even more determined to stick with their choice. All three teams launched at the same time. The girls picked up speed as they followed the rushing water. At this moment, everyone was still full of excitement, but as they rounded a bend, what came into view were two gleaming steel blades. The girl in front was instantly sliced into pieces, shielded by the human flesh in front of her. The third girl barely survived. At this point, the first winners had already been decided. Everyone anxiously waited for the final group, but what arrived instead was a pool of blood-red water. The crowd instantly descended into chaos. People screamed and ran in all directions. Some even vomited on the spot. One lifeguard was so terrified that he passed out. Only one brave young man ran upstream, trying to figure out what had happened. Meanwhile, the people on the platform were still completely in the dark. The owner's wife asked the lifeguard whether the next group could start, but she never got a response. Lake sensed that something had gone terribly wrong. He tried to stop the race, but Paul maliciously shoved him off the platform. And this was the slide with the blades installed. Before long, he reached the deadly turn. The horrific scene made every hair on Lake's body stand on end. He desperately spread his arms and legs, trying to slow himself down. But the inside of the slide was far too slick. Lake kept inching closer and closer despite his efforts. In the end, he had no choice but to brace himself with his palms against the blades. Only then did he barely manage to stop. The competition on the platform continued. A girl with a fear of heights dropped out of the race. Seeing this, the owner volunteered to take her place. By sheer luck, he ran into Lake, who had climbed up to rescue people. Lake grabbed the owner and told him something had gone wrong below, but the water flow was too strong, and he was swept down anyway, dying instantly.